Morning, even afternoon, we got a banger for y'all today, baby. We got for you, here's me talking about Warzone 2. I got to play it at COD Next and try it out, and I'm gonna talk pros and cons about what I thought about Warzone 2. Comment down below, let me know what y'all think about what I'm talking about. I'm curious to hear y'all's feedback. If you enjoy this, drop a like, share with a friend, sub, ring the bell. Most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. I don't necessarily want to make a pros and cons list, but let's talk about things that I enjoyed. The triple split zone. Didn't know how I was gonna feel about it, but I actually kind of liked it when I was playing it. I will say that. So that new triple split zone, I think that's really cool. Cool idea. What else did I like? I definitely like way more than just that. The map, huge W. The way that they incorporated some of the OG maps into the new Warzone map, me personally, I think is incredible. How I can go to airport and I can kind of navigate through terminal. What else was in there? Dome was in there, right? Quarry was in there. Very, very cool. Really cool. Like that a lot. The cars, here's what I'm gonna say about the cars. I'm very used to the Warzone cars right now, and the ones I was driving in Warzone 2 are way different. I think I can get used to them, but off the rip, they kind of felt a little weird. High rise, my bad, high rise as well. I think that leaning mechanic, how you can lean out of the car and shoot, very cool mechanic. I think that's another big W for Warzone 2. I'm doing the pros before I do why I think some stuff is what I think is kind of bad. Oh, dude, I gotta be honest, proximity chat. I love proximity chat. I loved it in H1Z1, but I flat out told a lot of the people that are working there, I said, if we have proximity chat, we need a button. Streamers need a button, or content creators, that I can hit a button and I can mute it. Because, especially when I'm live. Now, if I'm off stream, proximity chat could actually be a little more natural, but if I'm streaming, I need a button where I can instant mute. Because you know, obviously we're gonna have to be very careful with that. Proximity chat can be cool. It could be very cool, but it can also be really, here's what I'll say. I think 95% of people are gonna use it great, like really funny and stuff like that. But unfortunately, there's definitely gonna be 5, maybe even 10% of people out there that are gonna just be terrible with it, right? Whether that's trying to DMCA, live DMCA streamers, or saying very bad things. Unfortunately, there are going to be people like that, but I think it could be a very cool idea because I loved it in H1Z1. Like if I wanted to record and use proximity chat, I'm probably going to have to do it off stream. So I said we at least need a button to disable it or a button to mute it, one of the two, because we're going to have to be careful with that. What else did I like? I think shooting the tires out of the cars, cool mechanic. I think that's a W. I wonder if someone's actually going to do my pros and cons list so I can see if I like it more or dislike it more. Water mechanics, W. Very good. The way that you could swim in the water felt really natural. The way you could come up, I think you can use a pistol out of it. Everything they did with the water, great. I will say this too. The second game of Warzone, no, my third game, I dev-aired the first game. I picked up that sniper in Warzone. I made a video about it. It felt, if you played Blackout and used the Paladin, that sniper felt like that in Warzone 2. And honestly, that felt really cool too. I'm trying to think of other things that I want to say that I enjoyed about Warzone before I start saying the cons. I don't know if you guys noticed, but they kind of changed the way fall damage worked, I realized. I don't fully know what the difference is, but it felt a bit better. I'll say that too. And isn't there a battery in the heartbeat now as well? I think there's a battery in the heartbeat. That's another really good change, but that's like multiplayer and Warzone 2 technically. And overall, I talked about the map, how they have like old POIs. That's super sick, but also I feel like I could see a lot easier on the map compared to like Caldera, for sure. And even Verdansk. All right, let me talk about some cons and some things that I hope change before Warzone 2 launches, all right?
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Robots. I don't think we need robots, okay? The AI, I don't know what they're doing there. I don't think they're needed. To me, it was like, why? And I understand that there was something with like, you could do this one mission and kill AI. Even that I kind of understand, but there were AI everywhere I went, and I don't like that at all. I hated fighting robots. It didn't feel rewarding. It felt annoying. When I had to stop, when I'm like, because I have to shoot, I have to reload my gun, like, it's just like unnecessary, right? I don't like it all. I hated the robots. I want them gone. All right. This is a hot debate. Loadouts. Now, in the build that we were playing, there were like no loadouts, right? I don't know if I can leak this. I'll just base on what I was playing. I'll just say what I want. I like loadouts. Here's the interesting part. I think people are really split on this. I think some people love that there's no loadouts, and I think some people hate that there's no loadouts. I personally am on the side, and I played a lot of Battle Royales, man. I played Arma 3 BR was the very first one I ever played, okay? I enjoyed the loadout because it was kind of different, but like bringing my own gun into Warzone 2, right? I love that idea, but it also, if I'm honest with you, is kind of boring. And some of you might be kind of confused by that. What I mean by that is every game in Warzone, all I'm doing right now is I'm going up against, what is that LMG? The UMG and like a Blixen or something for the most part. That's all that's really fighting me. And it's kind of boring, flat out, period. And what I mean by that is every single time you're going into Warzone, you're getting your loadout and everyone's fighting each other with the same fucking guns. Meta, right? Kind of fucking boring, if I'm honest with you. And when you think about a BR, it's kind of nice that you can kind of, without a loadout, like, oh my God, here's what I think Warzone 2, if they don't do loadouts, is gonna have. You can find this gun that's actually a very good gun, and you can be like, holy shit, I found, you see what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I am torn on the loadout thing. I think that if they go the route with no loadouts, it could work. But, and I brought this up to them, and I know I was playing an alpha, but here's what I said. If you're gonna go no loadouts at all, and you're gonna make it so we can't bring good guns in, you guys need to put items that I can make my gun better with in the game. I said that, I actually sat down with some people at Call of Duty Infinity Ward, like after I played, and I want you guys to know I said all this. I said, if you're not gonna do the loadout thing, here's what I said. I was running around Warzone 2 picking up guns, and I felt like I picked up every gun was like an iron sight, and I couldn't fucking see anything, right? So I'm like, if you're gonna do that, maybe give me a spawn on like a shelf where there's like a sight, like a hollow, that I can pick up the hollow and put it on my whatever gun I got, the M4. I mean, kind of like Apex, right? It's like Apex. Like if you're gonna go that route, you gotta let us upgrade the guns, okay? I said that. So the loadout thing, if I'm honest, I think I'm kind of split. I really am. I enjoy loadouts, but at the same time, I could see it working if they do it well, right? Kind of like Blackout and Apex. I want you guys to know there were some pretty high ups that I was talking to. And I said, now keep in mind, I got invited out there as a creator and I got to play it. So I'm not trying to be mean, right? But I said, the exact thing I said to them, I said, when you guys made the Gulag, you made something that no one had ever seen before, and it worked extremely well. And I said, it was like, it's almost like a holy grail for me, the Gulag, especially me. I'm there a lot, right? And what I said was, the Gulag is a place in a battle royale where all of the RNG is stripped away. And it's almost like you're on this island in the middle of RNG City where you're playing a battle royale, and all of a sudden it's mano-y-mano, right? Are you better than me or am I better than you? We both have the same guns, same secondary, same tactical, same lethal. Everything here, it's a level playing field. And if you win that, after that, you go back into the RNG. But it was like a sacred place. That's what I said. I literally said that to the developers, bro. I was like, the Gulag is like a sacred place where in the middle of an RNG everything, right? You have this one, you got one chance for a fair shot. And except for kind of rocks, but I mean, fuck it, right? So, so I said that to them too. I said that to developers, and I said flat out, I hate the new Gulag. I hated it. I am fighting a robot. Dude, people are like, you could spawn and you can get a pistol. I can spawn and I can get a shotgun, and you're immediately at a disadvantage. And you can win your 1-1 and get a kill, but then your teammate can lose their 1-1 and now you lost. So I said, please, from the bottom of my heart, make the gulag what it was. Maybe not identical, but just have the same base, right? Mano y mano, same guns, 1v1, right? And at the bare minimum, get the fucking robot out of the gulag, bare minimum. What else? I'm thinking of other cons for Warzone. Here's what I'm gonna say about the looting system. If we're going that route, I need a bigger backpack. I also brought up looting in general. I was like, the fact that you can just kind of run over stuff in Warzone, like, and kind of just vacuum it up, I like that more than the meticulous, oh, I gotta open this, oh, I gotta open this, oh, I gotta open this. That's a personal thing for me, though. That's not, like, there's a learning curve there, and I know that. But I have come to love the Warzone looting system, and it's kind of similar to Fortnite, too. Fortnite's kind of the same way. You just run around, you're like a Hoover, and you just kind of pick stuff up. I like that more, personally. That's what I would say about looting. I love Warzone looting, and I would like if it was similar, not click, kind of whatever. I didn't like that at all. I hated the new plating. I liked it better when everyone had 3 plates. There's even more RNG for that, where it's like, you can land, and you can get a purple carrier, and you can have more armor plates, and then I land, and I don't get my armor plate. I think, me personally, I don't like that as much. That's kind of Apex-y, but I don't enjoy that. I kind of like more of an even playing field in that level. And I just felt like I never had plates. I'll say that too. When I was playing Warzone 2, I felt like I never had plates. Another con I didn't like is the buy station. I didn't know what the fuck I was buying. Like, what do I buy? I had no idea what to spend my money on. Right now in Warzone, I know I'm buying a loadout, I'm getting some UAVs, maybe a self. Like, I got to that buy station, I'm like, what the fuck am I buying here? Like, and that's where I think later on we're gonna see some different stuff in the buy station for different guns, or maybe a better gun or something like that. That's another one I didn't like. Another con I would say, and I brought this up too, the way right now, if you tell a gun is good on the ground in Warzone, at least with the alpha I was playing, you have to look at it and you can see the amount of attachments on it, right? If they're gonna go that route, in my opinion, I think they do a similar Apex and Fortnite style. If we're going no loadouts, and we're going, you can get rare weapons in the game, and you can get good items in the game, make them very noticeable. Let me see that I opened up a chest and there is a legendary gun in that chest. Does that make sense? Versus like me having to look at it and be like, wait, how many fucking attachments are on that thing? Like, I can't tell if it's good. You know what I'm saying? I think personally, they need that color system. Like, give me colors, like, you know, green ground loot, blue ground loot, purple ground loot, gold ground loot, red, like red, you got the fucking best gun you could find. If you're gonna go away from loadouts and you don't want everyone using the same thing, I get that, I do. And it'll make it a little more interesting because not everyone's gonna be running around with a fucking Blixen and a 3-line, right? But like, make it more noticeable. And on top of that, give me more attachments to upgrade my guns. And also, I'll say this too. Another con I'm going to say is there was no ranked mode. I am praying there's a ranked mode. I think a ranked mode would make that very interesting and fun to play. Just in general, just to get something to play for, right? And I know that people are kind of split on that too. But like, if you're split on that, it'd be similar to Apex, bro. Go play quick play. If you don't want to grind that day, you don't got your squad together, go play some quick play with a boy or two, right? And I'll say this last thing too. I personally love the pacing of Warzone right now with the loadouts and like the speed of running around and stuff like that. The game, when I was playing it, it just felt slow. But obviously everyone's playing slow. Everyone's trying to be safe that day because it's like we had a couple shots to try and play Warzone and we didn't want to drop that opportunity, right? So that's kind of everything I think I would say about it. What about perks? I mean, this might be a hot take for some of you, bro, but if they're going no loadouts, style, I don't think you need perks. Hot take. Here's a statement that I said after I played Warzone, and this kind of, I think, Warzone 2 specifically, and I really think I'm right. I said, what it feels like with Warzone 2 is they're trying to cater more towards a hardcore, not even hardcore, more of a battle royale audience than a flat out Call of Duty audience. And that's that might be a little bit of it's only an alpha that I was playing, but with what I was presented to me, it felt more like I was playing a Blackout, a PUBG, and keep in mind, I played a fuck ton of BRs, right? And Arma 3, it felt more like that than if I was just running around in current Warzone. Does that make sense to you guys? Which is an interesting thought. Obviously, it's still Call of Duty, right? But to me, it's like they want to lean a little more towards Battle Royale, hardcore BR players, maybe, particularly, than multiplayer Call of Duty. That's kind of, so I said that, and I felt that way when I was playing it. Guys, I've been playing BRs for longer than some of you have probably been alive, man. I have been. When was Arma 3 BR? Here's what I think. Me personally, I'm gonna wrap this up here and get off this tangent. I think they go one of two routes with Warzone 2. They lean hard into, this is a battle royale, this is a hardcore battle royale, and we have this looting system, we have this attachment system, we have this rarity system. Or they lean hard into, this is another, because they said that it's going to be different than Warzone, but I think you go one of two ways. You go, this is more about what Warzone and how Warzone's special, and here's your loadouts, and here's your perks, and we also have new cars and proximity chat and shit like that. So